Now I feel like Rick Mercer on one of his rants. And you've got to do that. And then what do you think about that? And the government isn't right, and they have to do. I got to pull a stomach in. I'm on video. I'm not. I'm on video. I'm not. I'm on video. Talking Habs news and notes, including Don Waddell, Tom Dundon, Marc Bergevin, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, and Theo Fleury, all here at Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. Here's to the video. Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Today we're doing a news and notes video, and I've got some news from Don Waddell's press conference after the offer sheet for KK was successful for them. I have some also from MB from his press conference, a little bit from KK, who also had a little press conference, and I have some various other things, and we'll get to it right away. So let's get right to it. All right, so the first item, up for bids on Price is Right. Don Waddell's press conference where he talked about the KK offer sheet, and I really want to get into this where he says that no revenge by the Canes. From Tom Dundon, I don't think we would use offer sheets as a normal strategy, but given the circumstances with what happened to us with this team, it made it something we would consider. But the idea we would do it for revenge or to get even is silly. We just want to win. It certainly was not revenge. It was all about the player, says Don Waddell. Says announcement and trolling was just marketing the NHL appreciates as part of trying to build up fan base in Carolina. So both Tom Dundon and Don Waddell say that it wasn't revenge, although you can see in Tom Dundon's quote, he says it was revenge because he said it was caused by what Montreal did. So if that's the reason, that's pretty much the definition of revenge. Bullshit by them, but it's really funny to see them deny that they did this as a revenge thing. That it was only because they wanted KK. Waddell says he thought it was 50-50 Habs would match or not match. He says the Canes have no cap issues and says Jake Gardiner will have hip surgery and go on LTIR. So this is how they're going to pay for it. So Jake Gardiner, and I think he makes like 4.5. He makes most of what KK is going to get paid. So by having him on the LTIR, like Montreal with Shea Weber, so that's going to allow them to pay that overpayment to KK. And so kind of everything that we were saying that, they're going to have trouble and all that. Well, they got Gardiner to sit out for the season, and that kind of eliminates the problem for now. He also said the $15 in KK's salary and $20 signing bonus were related to trying to build their fan base through social media engagement. We were aware of what they were putting out there, and it was nothing against Montreal. So I guess Kane's social media has a lot of power over there. Pretty much, if they put that out there, it means they decided what the signing bonus was and that little extra $15 at the end. So apparently social media for the Canes helps decide what the players' contracts look like, which is, it's really cool for a team, right? To have that. Hey, Goofy, I'm a hurricane. Yeah, so basically, I once called the Canes a Mickey Mouse organization. And you know what? Anybody that says what Tom Dundon said, that it wasn't revenge, but in the same sentence saying it was, you're Mickey Mouse. That's just the way it is. So it came out that and this was released by the Carolina Hurricanes, that KK's number, first I saw, would be number 82, which I thought, okay, I guess they have somebody already wearing 15. Within 20 minutes, they put out another tweet and not correcting it, but saying the same thing, but giving his number as 15. So it's not like they said, it's not really number 82, it's going to be number 15. They just released these two things. So what number is it going to be? Is he going to wear 82, 15? Don't know, but he's going to wear either. I would think it's going to be 15. Hey, Goofy, I'm a hurricane. This was also the first successful offer sheet since 2007 when Dustin Penner went from the Anaheim Ducks to the Edmonton Oilers. The Ducks refused to match. And that's the last time that there was a successful offer sheet. So I think you're going to see in the future, offer sheets, they're either going to be totally ridiculous amounts for star players, or you're going to see guys like KK who move around because it's kind of easier. Like teams might not match guys like that. I don't know, but I think I saw an article about it, and it kind of makes sense that guys like KK would be guys that get targeted as opposed to the big stars, because most team, if you got an elite player, you're going to match. So either the team that offers is going to have to offer a ridiculous amount of money, or the other team's going to match. Talking Habs fantasy hockey pool this year, it's going to be for subscribers only. It's a winner take all. There will be a first prize. I'm going to be giving away a hat and something else. I haven't found it yet, so that'll be for first place only. Winner takes all. It's open to subscribers only. Send an email to the email in the description of all my videos, and you send the email to enter. So there are 8 spots that are actually open. If I only get 8, then there's no reason to have a draw. But I'll have the draw for all those spots and let everybody know who's in on October 2nd on the Saturday Hockey Talk. And then the actual draft will be the following Sunday, October 10th, I believe at 8:30. I think that's the time. It only takes about an hour to do the draft. If there's a really big demand, I can always increase the number of teams by a few more and maybe go up to 15 or 16. So we'll see. So send an email if you want to get in, and we'll find out who's in on October 2nd. On Marc Bergevin's press conference, a couple things that he said. He said that he admitted that he made some developmental mistakes. He says he saw issues in the last 2 years that going back to Finland for KK in 2018 wouldn't have changed in his opinion. Very curious to know what he saw. I don't know what it was, but I guess, listen, these guys are real hockey guys. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. He's making that up, but it is what it is. MB says they give the same tools to every player to reach their full potential. He says players need to be able to properly assess their own play, and not all of them do it well. He doesn't say KK falls in this bucket, but it's implied. And listen, you know what? If KK really thought he should have been in the lineup when they scratched him, or that he should get more ice time or whatever, whether he thinks he should be a bigger part of the team at 21, even though he would be entering his 4th season, it's kind of an ego thing, I think, there. When I was growing up, players used this kind of stuff, being sat in the Stanley Cup Finals or whatever, that as motivation to prove the coach wrong next year, or when he gets the next chance to get in there and show that what he's got. Not kind of whine a little bit and cry. I don't get what's going on today with players. He also said when the offer sheet came in that there was a bridge deal in the works. Marc Bergevin says a bridge contract was coming for KK, but the offer sheet forced him to make a quicker assessment on the player. Said being able to acquire Dvorak made it easier to let him go. Which, quite frankly, it does, right? I mean, sure, there's a difference in age, and down the road, this could be a problem. Like if Dvorak doesn't re-sign in the 4 years and KK goes on to this great career, it might be a bad trade for Montreal. But having Dvorak there as an option for him, and either overpaying a guy that, like he said, hadn't landed yet, where, they didn't know exactly what his ceiling was. I think it makes it a lot easier to have said no. I wanted them to match. I'm going to say that straight. I wanted them to match. But getting Dvorak and then learning more about Dvorak since then, I'm not so upset anymore. Depending on what happens with KK in his career and where he lands, whether he's an elite player or just a great player or just a good player, I think in the immediate future, Montreal's better off with Dvorak, and that decision must have been made a lot easier when they discovered that they can make this deal for Dvorak. So on that kind of assessment, and this is an assessment I agree with, and I had said it, I think, in a couple of videos. This is Mike Johnson. Montreal determined that KK wouldn't become a 20-goal, 50-point second-line center, or at least not fast enough, and that they can replace him for something close to the compensation they received. I think at 21, he will eventually become something closer to a 20-goal, 50-point player. Yeah, I mean, I think that KK, I didn't think going into this season KK was going to become a star yet, but I thought he might emerge and put up something like 50 points. So I thought that was possible. So that was my judgment, but it's obvious that not matching tells you that the Canadiens, I don't know that they didn't believe in KK, or they knew that the timeline wasn't immediate, and they're kind of looking to win. You Carey Price still, and I don't know if Shea Weber's still in the picture or not. We'll talk about it in a minute. But they want to get that cup. They want to get that chance. They were in the Stanley Cup Finals last year. They want to get back there next year. They want to improve, not go backward. So that was, I guess, the case here. That they didn't go backward for this year by improving on the second line center position instead of having KK there. I guess that's it. Would we have loved to have kept KK? Of course, but not at $6.1 million and not with Christian Dvorak available to us. Yeah, so that's a direct quote about that whole situation. So it was a pretty big overpayment to KK on the offer sheet. It's what you got to do really to get a guy on an offer sheet. And they made the judgment of, is he worth that now? Will he get us to where we want to be this year if we sign him? And if not, let's look somewhere else. They did. They found somebody. They made the decision.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
How do you feel about the Montreal Canadiens? How they have developed you as a player? KK, I think it could have been better, but we played in the Stanley Cup Finals last year, so you can't really blame anything. At the end, it was a pretty good run. So that quote kind of surprises me that KK isn't bitter, didn't try to knock the Habs, actually said nice things, and didn't say that, well, my development was bad. Like, he didn't go there. So I kind of got to give him props for that at least. So Don Waddell says Jesperi Kotkaniemi will start at left wing with the Canes. Now, they don't say which line, but I believe it's going to be third lines. So KK signed, and he got a $20 bonus for signing, and that was to refer to Sebastian Aho's number, which he wears number 20. So he was asked how he'd spend the money, and he said this. He's saving the $20 signing bonus for Christmas gifts for his mom. Aw, isn't that nice? So he's got his sense of humor like he always did. I'm not going to come down hard on KK because in the press conference, he didn't really say anything bad about Montreal at all. And I thought he would, actually. So I'm going to give him props on that. And I think that's kind of funny about his mom there. So let's take a look at because Montreal's traded away some first-round picks. And let's see what they've gotten there. So I don't know who put this up. So this is Grant McCagg. He's got recruits. I don't know the rest of the name of that. It's a magazine and online and everything. He's a former scout. Habs traded former first-round picks for, so we just did KK for Dvorak. Dvorak top 14 in goals from the 2014 draft. We traded Max Pacioretty to get Nick Suzuki, fourth in points in the 2017 draft. We got Josh Anderson for Max Domi, former first-round pick, and he's 11th in goals from the 2012 draft. And we got Jonathan Drouin for Sergachev. And Jonathan Drouin is top 10 in assists from the 2013 draft. So, not too bad. We got a top two centers, PF power forward, a playmaker. All would be first-round picks and redrafts. Suzuki top 5. So in the end, if you complain about, and I've heard a complaint recently, we're just trading away our first-round picks, but you're getting back quality. But look at those numbers. They're guys that are in the top 10 or top 15 in their draft years. These are guys that are proving to be good quality players. And I dare say some of the guys, not Sergachev, might not be as good. Anyway, I didn't check on that. Do your research, Rick. Coyotes fans upset. There are quite a few Coyotes fans that are very upset to have lost Christian Dvorak. And then if you're going to make up rumors, don't start a tweet with there are quite a few Coyotes fans. His stats. So these are from Wikipedia. As you can see, they're not huge. He's playing on not a great team, not a hugely offensive team. But if you look at it, just take last season at 56 games, 17 goals, 14 assists, 31 points. So if you prorate that to 50 games, and you're looking at a guy that probably puts up the 25 goals, 20 assists, or 20, or I had him at 25 and 27 for next season. He probably puts up those kind of numbers, and it's on a garbage team. Like, he has potential here in Montreal to really show what he's got on a team where he's going to have good, solid wingers, steady ice time, steady wingers, and I'm very interested to see the kind of numbers. I haven't pegged for 52 points, but I think I'm being very conservative there, and I think he can do better than that. But I don't want to put him at 70 points and be like look like a fool after. But I think he can get somewhere in the mid 50s, definitely. I think this was a really good pickup. Comparing him to KK, Devo versus KK over the past 3 seasons: 37 goals to 22 for Devo, 39 assists to 40 for KK. 76 points to 62 for KK, so Devo wins there. -7 for Devo, -11 for KK. Games played, 146 to 171. So basically, Devo's got kind of better numbers over 25 games, less played. Now you can argue who KK's played with, and I get that. I still like KK, think he'll be a good player, so I'm not here to put him down. But I think Devo, KK, we didn't lose, and I think Devo will end up being in a better, I think overall might be a better center than KK. So we'll see what happens there. Because KK playing on the wings in Carolina might end up just being a winger in the long run in his career, and they might never put him back at center, so it depends. Here's something interesting. I guess that'll lead right into the next thing. Marc Bergevin says it's most likely his roster is locked going into training camp, and he said this in his press conference. And I don't think there'll be any more trades. I don't think they have room money-wise. But the day after that, he said that, it was put out there that, and I don't know if it's just a rumor or he said this, that he is contemplating some PTOs, which are professional tryouts. The rumor is Bozak and Sami Vatanen. So we'll see if they do offer any PTOs. I don't think they'll sign anybody, but I can see maybe a couple PTOs being offered. Bergevin in his press conference was asked, will they replace Shea Weber as captain on the team next season? And he did not give an explanation except saying no. Said that flat out, that's it. Shea Weber will not be replaced as captain. He'll be hanging around the team. That's what they said. And I don't know if that's a smokescreen for that Shea Weber will be back at the playoffs and do like a kind of Kucherov thing that Tampa did. Out all season, they get the LTIR money. Come playoff time, he's ready to go when salary caps don't matter. So you can come in, doesn't matter what money he makes in the playoffs. So this, I think, is a possibility. That rumor seems to be a possibility. So we'll see what happens with that. But he says there will be no captain. Looks like they'll go with 3 alternates or assistants, however you want to call the A. We want you to become a member of Talking Habs. So if you're liking what you're seeing with my videos, please consider becoming a member. You can hit the join button that's down there. I'm not sure where it is on a phone, but if you click the join button, it tells you everything you need to know and what to do. Theo Fleury was a great hockey player. He played for the Calgary Flames. He wasn't a small guy, but man, this guy had talent. Since his retirement, don't know if he's been banging his head against the wall, hitting himself over the head with a hockey stick, or I don't know, but Theo Fleury has gone batshit crazy. When Theo Fleury went batshit crazy the other day, like literally, this guy, I was following him on Twitter, but he says such crazy things that I just got tired of it. And as you see that one, he's talking about pedophiles and how with all these vaccines and the passports, don't know where your kids are. It's like, so he got censored by a place that in 2015 gave him an honorary degree because of his work with troubled kids and abused kids. And they came out and kind of censored him. They didn't take away the honorary degree, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do at some point if he keeps this up. And he was trending on Twitter for this quote. It's batshit crazy. I don't know what else you say, but Theo Fleury is batshit crazy. And yeah, Theo Fleury went batshit crazy the other day. Got this video done. What quality it is, I have no freaking idea. But I got the video done 15 minutes under the time I wanted to. Awesome. Hey, everybody. I'm Rick, and we're doing a news and notes video today. I got some news or blah, 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 about this and that. Blah, blah, blah.